I was every now and again I get a Google alert, and for something on the Classic Metal Show or whatever, and right. I went over there and checked it out, and there was some of our posts from years ago on the YouTube,
Okay.
And I ran into some of the Janie Lane stuff.
Okay.
And there was one I listened to where CMS Mikey went and attended I think it was the first M3. It was either the first one or the second one.
Yeah, I remember this.
And he called in right after he had attended, and he got to go meet with Don. Mm-hmm. And he stayed for he was talking about Janie Lane,
right? And
that it was like Janie performed at like 1:30 in the afternoon or something like that.
Sure.
And Mikey, what was this? This was like 2009, I think. Mm-hmm. So we're talking like 7 years ago. Yeah. And Mikey's what, 19 now or 20?
Yeah, like 19.
19. So he was 13 at the time.
Right.
Am my math right? 7 minus 19 minus 7, 12 or 13?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
So, of course, he still had the high-pitched voice and everything, and he was making all kinds of Janie Lane jokes, like, like he leaned out into the audience with the microphone, and you could just smell the alcohol just wafting off of him, and, things like that. And basically, we were discussing it just reminded me that we were discussing Janie's longevity.
Okay.
And within 2 years of that, he was dead.
Wow.
I think he died in 2011.
Is that the episode where Mikey said that he was sitting in the sixth row and he could smell the alcohol coming out?
Yes. Yep, that's it.
I remember that, but that's funny.
Yeah. So, so I was listening back to some of those, a few of those older episodes.
Sure.
And I was just like, wow, where's the time gone?
No, we've come a long way from there.
Yeah, no kidding.
These were good episodes, really.
Yeah, there were some good episodes. We were goofing and we were playing the Robert Mason stuff when he first joined Warrant.
Right.
The electronic press kit where they were performing live and we were critiquing and Robert was just like spot on.
Right.
It's good stuff.
It's weird listening back to that because you can definitely tell that we're in a totally different place now.
Oh, yeah.
Totally different spot. But those segments were good, too.
Yeah, they were. They were within the confines of what we could do.
Right.
And you and I kind of had a short discussion about this week. But, the reason we are in a different place now is because of your personal situation and mine, right. Because, at the time things, in my business life were coming coming to pieces.
Right.
And your personal life was just beyond stressful.
It was wrecked.
And you had to censor yourself.
Yeah, it was not fun.
You had to walk up to that line. Yeah. And then prepare to have somebody banging on the door.
Well, without getting into areas that I'm not allowed to talk
right.
about, let's just say that I would do the show until 3:00 in the morning.
Right.
And then I would have to recap it and hear everything that I did wrong.
Right.
Until 6:00 in the morning. And that was not fun. And that was every week.
Yeah.
That was every single week. It never stopped. I'm not saying why and who. You guys can figure that out for yourself. Might not be too difficult to figure out who. But, yeah, it was nonstop. And you saw it firsthand.
I did.
You saw it here at the house, and we're like, what the fuck? And we weren't even talking about anything stupid. Really, we weren't.
The only thing that started that is I dedicated a song to the strippers from the night before, is what I said.
Yeah.
I said, strippers in your house.
Yeah, God forbid. That was not a welcome word, apparently.
Yeah, because God forbid you ever mention naked women in front of a wife.
What?
Yes.
Well, I'm not confirming or denying that it was the wife that had a problem.
Well, I was there, and I'm not under a gag order.
Well, again, whatever you say is up to you.
I'm talking from a personal eyewitness account here.
I am not confirming or denying that you're telling the truth or lying.
Right.
I'm taking the Jason Green stance. You're saying what you're saying, and if somebody else wants to refute, the door is open.
Right, exactly. Yep.
Yeah, wasn't fun. That day with the fucking banging on the door and a note taped to the
Yeah, and then you were gone for 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was just fucked up.
And I had to fill for 45 minutes, and then when you came back, you were so deflated that the rest of the 5 hours was just like torture.
Yeah, it was just shit.
Yeah, because we couldn't say anything, couldn't do anything.
Yep.
Without this fear of I shouldn't even call it a fear, just this not wanting to deal with the bullshit.
Right. Yeah, that was not a fun night.
Yeah, and when the show was over, I packed up my mics and my stand and my computer, and I got the fuck out of there.
I didn't blame you. I did not blame you.
There was no drinks involved.
Nope.
There were no drinks. There was nothing.
No, believe me, I wanted to get in the car with you.
Yeah.
Just go back to Chicago.
Yeah.
Fuck this.
Now that it's been converted to Chris's Man Palace, it's a whole different atmosphere over there.
Well, you ain't lying. It constantly looks like a tornado came through here and pretty much functions like a tornado came through here.
Sure.
It is definitely a different place now. That's for damn sure.
Right.
Censoring does not happen here anymore.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
And therein lies the secret to why the show is the way it is today.
Yeah. But it is fun that we also talk about a lot of different shit, too. And I know that's why, because we can.
Yeah, well, the thing is how much music can you talk about?
That's it. I mean, how many times can we talk about Todd LaTorre or Jeff Tate? Let's comment.
Right.
You know, it just, we've beaten that horse to death.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing is that I believe the things we discuss are very relatable to our audience.
Sure.
But it's so I like to consider the classic metal show an attitude more than it is specifically about concentrating on bands and music and artists. It's more an attitude.
Right. And sometimes we do talk about. Last week we almost exclusively talked about music.
You've got to say it right, dude. We exclusively talked about music.
Wait a minute. Exclusively talked about music.
Right. Yep. So yeah, it's music. It's got a foundation in music, hard rock, heavy attitude, in your face, finger in your face.
Yeah.
You know, no holds barred, no pussy attitudes, no soft viewpoints.
No, definitely not. Although I won't lie and say I wasn't running for cover over one segment last week.
Really? Tell me.
Not because it was brought up, but just I was not wanting it to be brought up. Bob Leather last week, when he started on Stephanie, I was just like, man, if she hears this, she is definitely going to give
but it's him talking. It has nothing to do with us.
But it did, because I'm the one that brought it up.
Yeah, well, so what?
You know.
When she, you know what, and again,
yeah,
I don't know Stephanie that well. I mean, I've hung out with her on maybe 4 occasions.
Sure. I mean, obviously, she's one of my best friends.
Yeah, she's a very nice girl.
Sure.
Good attitude, good sense of humor, nice to look at. She's just a nice chick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. But when she walks into the CMS Studio B to be co-host,
yeah,
she knows that anything goes. I mean, after all these years already, and also being a part of the show on numerous occasions, if she's put out or gives you shit about a segment that was said or done, then she needs to go.
And to be fair, she didn't. She did not. I just was like, wow, that was a bit more personal.
Sure.
Than maybe I should have put out there, but you know, I don't know how to censor anymore.
You can't.
I don't know how.
If you start doing that, then that's when everything starts going to shit.
Exactly. I'd rather just say it and be like, all right, I was wrong. You know, okay, fine, I was wrong. Maybe I should have shared your secret. You know, but again, she didn't give me any guff either. So,
right.
You know, I heard about it from the other half of that family of the dude. Are you going to bring that up?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what we do.
A little late for that.
Yeah. That is what we do. That's why the show has done as well as it has.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree, and it's definitely doing well now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, holy cow! I mean, each segment this week, good or bad, or interesting or not interesting, or whatever. Yeah. Everything is like 700 downloads per segment.
Did not realize it was that high. Yeah. I haven't looked.
If you look, it's between 500 and 700 downloads on average per segment.
Nice. That's great.
So when we start topping 1,000 per segment, that's something.
Yeah, for a completely unpromoted thing.
No commercialization, no promotion, no nothing.
Nope, just us being stupid.
Yeah, so